a little bit of a social proof component, I would say. And as Shannon was the testimonial for Billy, and as we talked about those social media comments being good proof of sales and of validating your product and your business, we're going to talk about how to really leverage that, especially on site, for increased conversion rate. And this is something that everyone's probably thought of, but you rarely do perfectly correct. I think there's always just a room for like finding this element of social proof in the right way. I mean, the future is going to be so personalized social proof at scale. I once talked about launching a geo-targeted social proof so that if, and you've seen tools like FOMO or the like as well, that have the pop-up. It's like somebody that's 40 miles away just purchased. I think eventually we'll have this like really hitting a whole new level of what social proof means. Anyways, Natalie, are you there? Can you hear me?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect. Awesome. With that said, I will let you take it away. Explain why on-site social proof and product reviews are so important and how we can leverage them to grow sales, especially around, of course, our biggest selling season of the year. And if you don't have reviews on your products today, I think by the end of this, you'll be thinking about how to add them and use them in a unique way.
Thank you so much, Derek, for the intro. Hello, everyone. Good to see you all here. My name is Natalie Luniva, and I am VP of Marketing at Warima, a tool that helps you automatically gather, control, and display your best reviews. And today I'm going to share with you how to leverage product reviews to improve your conversion rate. I've got a few great prizes and giveaways at the end, so be sure to stay tuned until the end. So the main idea that I'd like to focus on in this presentation is just getting more traffic is not going to help grow your sales. In fact, I'm probably going to be the first marketer to tell you, unless you are just starting out and you don't have any traffic, and maybe you just set up your store just a couple of weeks ago, then traffic is not going to be your main problem. And so today's agenda, what I'd like to discuss is areas where you're losing sales, what prevents you from getting more sales, areas to focus on to enable growth, how to not only get traffic, but also convert it into sales and to raving fans. And also, if we have a little bit of time left, then I would love to take a real-time example from some of you audience out there. So share links to your stores, and I'll be happy to also do a quick audit at the end to see if there are anything that you can improve as far as reviews and how you can improve your website conversion with the reviews. So what qualifies me to talk to you about this? At Warima, we've seen hundreds of stores, and we had a chance to analyze what works and what doesn't work. And for those stores that are just starting out or those with multi-million in sales, we really saw one biggest difference between those that are starting out versus those that are well matured. And really that biggest thing is conversion. We saw that that's one of the biggest differentiators. Mature stores know their numbers and metrics. They know it like the back of their hands. And not just the end numbers, but everything that's happening in between as well. They know that if they put X into their whale oil machine, they're going to get Y. I'm curious to know if you know your website conversion rate. Do you know how many sessions it takes for you to get from someone entering your website to a sale? 2% is average store conversion rate. Between 1 and 4. So let's say 2 is an average store conversion rate, which is not a lot. Imagine that you're putting like 100 people on your website, only 2 of them, and that's if you are more or less optimized, 2 of them end up being a sale, right? Not a lot. And that's why conversion rate optimization is so powerful. Let's say that you have your conversion rate, like you are a superhero and your conversion rate is 4%. Let's say that you only increase it by 1% And so your new conversion rate is going to be 5%, and you just potentially increased your sales by 25%. Really, by not adding any more people top of funnel, not spending anything extra on your marketing, just like that. If you have 2%, your current store conversion rate is 2%, and you increase it by 1%, then your current new conversion rate is 3%, and you really just increased it by 50%, your potential sales. If you are a lagger and your store conversion is only 1% and you increase it by another 1%, then you just doubled your conversion rate and your sales ultimately, because that's what we're after, right? It's not just about conversion, it's what you're getting after that. So you see, you can't solve lack of sales problem with more traffic. But how do we optimize our customer funnel is a big question, because majority of store owners that I know of, they don't know their funnel metrics. And so it's more like a black box to them. They know that, maybe you're looking to your Google Analytics, you know that you're getting X much traffic and then you're getting X in sales, right? And those are the biggest two numbers that you probably measure. And so everything else is like a black box to you. Let's take a look at one example that I analyzed that I think is really interesting. So this is a store, and this is their paid traffic. So I'm analyzing July and August, 2 months in this year compared to previous year. So it looks like this year they're getting almost 30% increase in traffic from paid, which is great. New users even more, which is awesome. Sessions a little bit more, which is also good. Number of percentage of transactions also grew by 17%, which everything looks awesome until you look at your revenue. And then it's actually minus almost 7%. So how is it possible that you are getting more users, more traffic, more sessions, more everything, but then in the end, your revenue is actually less? Well, to me, those stores are more likely a leaky bucket than a black box, because I see so many stores can optimize their funnels so that they don't lose those much traffic and those many sessions and those many sales, because there is so much waste. Let's take a look at another example. Here, this is also comparison July and August, 2 months this year compared to last year. Total number of sessions is actually dropped by 13% year over year. But then in the end, plus 50% of sessions with transactions, which is magic, right? And with this, I'd like to present the growth formula that I've developed to show you how it is possible to grow your sales with the same number of traffic and the same marketing budget, which seems like not possible, but yes, it is possible. So majority of e-commerce experts believe that the funnel looks like this. You're getting this many sessions, and then out of those sessions, they calculate that on average, specific percentage converts to product page views, and then add to carts, and then sessions with transactions. But we can also influence click-through rate, which is from impression to click, and we also can influence reviews and referrals. So it is a little bit more than just those 4 steps. The average store, e-commerce store conversion metrics look like this. The average click-through rate is around 1%, only 1%. For those running Google Ads, it is actually less than 1%. For those running Bing Ads, it's around 1.2%. And then if you're running Facebook Ads, then click-through rate is around 1.5%. Between 7 and 10% add to cart. Actually, anything above 8% is going to put you in the top 20% of stores, according to some benchmarks. And then average cart abandonment rate is huge, 70%. This is probably one of the lowest hanging fruits. And then the ultimate transaction conversion rate is between 2 and 3%. And then between 5 and 16%, leave a review, testimonial, or refer friends and family members. And so the funnel looks a little bit more like this. So you are generating some awareness and impressions that result into click, and then people are adding product into cart, hopefully purchase, and then they leave a review and refer their friends, and then this is how you generate revenue. Now, let's say that you want to have 1 million in sales, and let's say that you're currently at 500K. There are a few ways that you can increase your sales. One is you can double your marketing, or you can double number of products, or you can sell more of those products, or you can just double your conversion. Remember, we talked about this. I showed you this screenshot before, that if you were at 1% conversion rate and you increase it by 1%, you just really doubled your potential sales. So to double your sales, you don't need to double your traffic. You just need to become more efficient. How are we going to become more efficient? Well, let me tell you. There are so many ways that we can optimize our funnels, beginning from cart abandonment, email follow-up sequences, product descriptions, improving those. There are just so many ways, but I like to talk about specifically reviews and how reviews can help you do all of that. But first, let's imagine what it is like to choose a product that fails to deliver. It is actually much more than just wasted money. It is humiliation, embarrassment from family members, friends. How could you be so gullible to believe that such a product is going to help you or work? A loss of status or reputation damage, career damage. Maybe you recommended a camera for your boss, maybe to record a bunch of videos, and then it's not working. Bye-bye, boss. And then, of course, there is financial harm and loss. And then there's lost time and missed opportunities, because your customers need a product at a specific time for a specific event, a birthday gift, maybe an upcoming product launch, and then they're not going to get that. Missed opportunities, right? So there are two kinds of reviews. There's product reviews, and then there's seller reviews, or like company reviews. So what specifically are customers looking to get from each type of those reviews? Well, from product reviews, it is sentiment. Overall, is it positive or negative? Social proof, maybe some third parties reviews, people who share their experience openly, honestly. And then there's metrics. Customers obviously hungry for details and performance. For example, did it break after first use or something like that? Any objections, because people are always looking for some red flags or something that went wrong, any deficiencies. And then there is satisfaction level overall. Our customers are all happy or satisfied. And then from the seller reviews, people are looking for identity. So like collectively, what do customers say about you as the company? Character. Are you the kind of company that tells the truth, even if it hurts? Everyone knows, there are some products that, break or being shipped with missing parts or something like this. So do you deny this? Do you avoid this? Or you actually speak openly about this? And then uniqueness. What's the one valuable thing that you offer to the customers that they cannot get anywhere else? Core values. What are the fundamental beliefs of your organization? How do you feel about your customers and employees? Because so often you can read reviews and you can feel like, hey, they don't care about customers, right? Or yes, they take it very seriously. So this is important. And then again, sentiment, positive, negative from the customers, competitors, suppliers. Is your organization an honorable organization overall? So why product reviews are important? Let's talk about product reviews specifically. Product reviews help you with SEO. This is a hidden gem, I'm telling you, that so many people miss. And then there's user-generated content, not just reviews, but then there's also photos, videos. Then there's also questions and answers that can also be generated using reviews. And then there's trust, website conversion improvements, increase in sales. By the way, both positive and negative reviews increase sales. There was a study done that explains that even if there's 0 reviews versus 5-star, let's say a couple of 5-star and a couple of negative reviews, this is still increasing conversion, improving conversion than if there would be 0 reviews. So negative reviews are not necessarily bad. So the likelihood of purchase for a product with 5 reviews, note I did not say 5-star reviews, is actually 270% higher than products with no reviews. Here are some ways to use the reviews. We can use them on product pages, on home pages, in our ads, on the checkout pages. This is, by the way, an interesting point, that you can use reviews on the checkout page. Obviously, it needs to be tested because every store is different, but this is a way to increase trust as well. Then on social channels, in the website footer, you can actually add a badge. And then there can be like a separate website with reviews, because customers oftentimes before buying the product, they would search something like, XYZ company reviews. So here are some screenshots to show you in examples how a homepage can look, for example. So there's this slider with the reviews. And then obviously in the shopping ads, funny screenshot here about the trampoline. Those with kids would probably know during COVID times, trampoline is a very nifty tool to keep kids busy. And then review site. This is just a separate site. You can see here the URL with all bunch of reviews for that company, which is really cool. And then in the footer, this is an example of us having like a badge with all of our reviews in the footer, which is additional, basically giving additional proof. Now, there are a few tricks that we can do to get reviews as soon as possible. Obviously, it is usually taking time to gather reviews, but there are some tricks that we can do to get reviews as soon as possible. We can ask previous customers, obviously. We can actually export reviews from Facebook, Google, or like a CSV file. We can do that as well. Set up email automation. This is something that not a lot of companies do. When customer support issue is resolved, I highly recommend you to put it in your like SOP, standard operating procedures, to ask people to leave reviews. This is the best time for people to leave reviews, and for you to ask the review. This is where you're gonna get the highest chance for them to leave a review for you. If you're interested in this, stay until the end and I'll tell you where you can learn how you can do all of this yourself. And in the email signature, you can do that as well. Add it in the email signature with a bunch of happy reviews or a badge, or just ask people to leave a review in the email as well. So how to motivate people to leave reviews? Well, it is interesting that people want to help others. So in your review request, you can add something like, by leaving a review, you're going to help other, I don't know, runners just like you. If that's not working too well, you can also test offering discounts, or I often see that companies offer an extra incentive or like a product sample, and asking people to leave a review with a photo or a video, because that's also important. That's user-generated content. That is huge. Here's an example of a very successful store. They have, you can see here, almost 700 reviews right here. Bunch of photos. This is user-generated content, which is very valuable, right? Then there's also videos here. And then you can see here, Q&A. People can also ask questions, and either you provide answers or other people can provide answers, which is also very valuable. Now let's talk about how and why reply to reviews. Well, first of all, by replying to those, let me take a step back. I encourage you to always reply to every single one review, every single one. It is so important. First, you're letting the world know that you care. I see so many companies make this mistake every single day. You research a company and then you read the reviews, a few positive, but suddenly there's a negative review. And all of a sudden, the store owners replying to this negative review for the first time. And all of those bunch of positive reviews have no reply. It is such a shame. The businesses are rewarding basically someone's negative comment with their time, their attention, instead of replying and showing appreciation to all the customers who provided the positive review. What does it say to you and about your business when people see positive reviews ignored, but then there's a lengthy response to a bad review? It says that your business cares more about the reputation than about your customers. Number 2 is increasing the lifetime value of your customers. When you respond to your customers' review, you have the golden opportunity to market to your existing customers. Well, did you know that actually when you respond to a customer review, the customer will be notified that you replied? And this is an easy way to make your existing clients feel appreciated, and they're much more likely to become repeat customers. And then enhance your SEO efforts. It is so underappreciated. Google loves having this new content on the website by adding this new reviews, Q&As. It is so valuable. Google knows that this information is basically keeping fresh. But it's when responding to bad reviews, I want to point out that it's not just, well, you can see that majority of people, this slide tells us what people want to see as a response from a business. Majority of people want to obviously see some monetary compensation. 85% say that I want to see replacement of a product or a service. 80% say I want to have monetary compensation. 72% say I want to be given a gift card. But pay attention to these two very interesting points that 65% want to see a change in policy. 60% want to be given an apology. This is important. So when you're replying to those negative reviews, or you're trying to make up to your customers for something that was not really done best, just by saying we're sorry, or we're sorry and we've made this change in our policy, is actually going to be taken pretty well. Let's put it this way. Now let's talk about tools. How can you really make all of this happen? Now, using Wirema, you can automate all of this process. You can do this manually, or you can automate it. Using Wirema, you can automate the whole process for review requests, discounts, review replies, the process of handling negative reviews, basically the whole process from start to end. It is hands-off, sit back and observe kind of and for those of you that are here, I'd like to share with you that we recently launched a challenge, and I challenge you to please take this challenge because it's so important. If you don't have enough reviews, it is so important for your store, your well-being, your family well-being. This is why we launched this 7-day challenge. Every day you're going to get an email with explanation how to go from 0 reviews to at least 10 reviews in 7 days, sometimes more reviews. Black Friday is just 10 weeks away. Don't delay. Sign up for this challenge. You'll get a chance also to win 1 year account of Wirema for free. We're giving away actually 3 accounts. So do take advantage of that. The sooner you get started, the sooner you build trust and win those buyers who now show up at another store that have more reviews. So now I don't think I see any questions or comments, or if anyone wants to take me up on the challenge to do an audit of your website. I wonder if there is someone who dropped a link or something in the comments here.
We've got one here for you. Let me reshare really quick. I want to make sure I got your link right as well. It's wonderpensco.com. And they had a pretty good review section on their site. So I'd love to get your feedback on that. Cool. I did get the link for the challenge here proper. And you should see that now, right? wonderpensco.com. I'd love to get your feedback on their site. And
so I'm gonna open that.
Aisha also just dropped her site. This one here. Actually, that's pretty cool.
All right, let's take a look at this. You can still see my screen, right?
Yes.
Very good. Let's scroll down. Now, I'm not going to comment on the designs, really. I'm looking at how people are using reviews to maximize their store conversions. Now, this looks good. You're adding reviews right here because just recently I reviewed a store that when you click on their product, you see a review there, but not on the actual product, which is awesome. That's it. Okay, where are the actual products? I would really, now this is from conversion standpoint. Like I said, I'm not going to comment on that, but I think the homepage does need to have products right there. And if that's just one product, that is still fine. Okay, 47 reviews, which is awesome. Let us scroll down to see. Again, design standpoints, this can be improved a little bit here. Maybe the image can be, moving up and down. Let's see. A bunch of reviews with photos, which is absolutely awesome. And that's it. Okay. I wonder if there's a way for you to be able to respond to these reviews.
Show a little bit more interactivity, like the brand is here.
I know. So this is one of the biggest points that I've mentioned. When you respond to those reviews, it adds so much credibility and value. Plus, you're basically pinging that person and saying, hey, I replied to your review. I really care. They see your response, which is awesome. Plus, in those reviews, when you reply, you can actually add additional keywords. Like if your client that leaves a review has not added those comments there, like keywords, you can add those additional keywords. Do not stuff it, obviously. Do not overdo that. But you can add additional keywords here, which is really, really going to help with your Google rankings. So that's it. I don't see any questions.
Negative reviews being included here. Do you mute all the negative reviews? Do you keep them in there and respond?
So many people say that when they see 0 negative reviews, they don't necessarily trust it, right? And like I said, sometimes even if you have negative reviews, it is still better than no reviews. But I would recommend to keep at least a couple. And then when people see your reply to those reviews, sometimes, when you read reviews and you feel like, why would you expect that this product is going to do something like this? Like you can definitely see that, the person is being unreasonable. So it's totally fine to add those reviews there.
I love it. Awesome. And we have a question here from Jennifer. Once a product sells out, should you keep the product reviews up on the website to show social proof, or do you remove those product reviews, or maybe even how might you transfer them over to someplace else, use past reviews in a different location or something?
I would say keep it. More than that, keep the product that is actually sold out. If it's possible, try to not allow it to be sold out, because then Google basically doesn't really like it. So from SEO standpoint, try to keep those products always in stock if possible. If it's not possible, then leave reviews for sure. Do not change it. Do not remove them.
Yeah, and that's a tricky one for all sorts of brands that are trendy, or, it's like a limited supply or jewelry, or, it's just a unique product component. And that is something that's unfortunate, is you get this product up, lots of reviews, it's probably ranking decently well, then you have to shut everything down. And the question might become, how do you redirect your product detail pages from that one to a very related product that's like, the newest model, different version of it? And like, how do you maybe showcase your related product collection or category or widget, so that if they do land on that page and that product is sold out and it's never coming back, they do actually make it to a place where they could buy something similar. So definitely, I think about that when swapping out products, when removing product pages. And you absolutely do want to either 301 redirect one product detail page to a new related product if you are going to remove it completely. Don't forget to do that. Or if there's nothing related, you would actually make a 410, which is a technical Google thing that basically says this page no longer exists. Those things actually help the entire site rank better and will help other kind of indicators to Google that you're maintaining your site well. So yeah, when you're removing products from the site, remember to do those things. It's often overlooked. I haven't even mentioned it to merchants, and obviously this is way off topic now. Moving back to reviews, what else do you see here? Like, I see a lot of text in those reviews, which is good. I'm wondering how readable this is.
I agree. I agree. I don't really necessarily like how it's structured. It looks a little bit funky, weird. I honestly do not expect a review area to look this way.
So there's probably, and I think they're using a competitor, but like there's probably ways to design these things a little bit differently. Have a web developer designer add some custom code to make it look the way you want it.
You're exactly right. There needs to be some custom code added. Looks like there's nothing that makes it look pretty without additional manipulations. But yeah, definitely can be a little bit improved. I want to take a couple of more minutes to review this website that we also got in the comments. I actually was scheduled to have a call with this lady. And thank you so much for dropping your website here. I do have a few things to mention here. Well, first of all, when I clicked on shop right from the homepage, you see that their products, they do not have reviews here, which is pretty weird. Like, why don't you, when you are on your category page and you don't have those reviews here for every product, this is wasted opportunity probably. So if possible, add it here. But then let's click on this one, for example. This all looks good. Lots of photos here, but then there's 0 reviews, right? I mentioned to you previously, sign up for this challenge. This is really important because basically every single day you're going to be told what to do. And I'm sure you can get at least 10 reviews by day 7. So do take advantage of that.
Love it. Yeah, I agree. And I think that is one of the things that I think about when I'm thinking about review tools and what to put on that page. I always feel like if there are no reviews, you could even set a threshold, a minimum threshold. If there are no reviews truly, then yeah, maybe just remove the widget altogether. Don't show a review section yet. But like you said, most importantly, go get those reviews. If you've sold 10 of that product, you should be able to get at least 1 review.
Exactly,
And
at least 1. Yep.
We saw from Gorgeous earlier how your customer service team can even be like you can think about all sorts of ways to reach out to people. There's actually a tool called Scout that allows you to call and kind of organize, like, you just phone call follow-ups. Hey, how's the product working out for you? Oh, you liked it? I would really appreciate, just send me a picture. Here's my phone number. Just text it to me. I'll take care of the review if you can't put it up on the site yourself, So there's a whole bunch of ways to get it done. Of course, you want it to be a little bit more self-serve when possible, but like the excuse, oh, I can't get any reviews for my product. Basically, it doesn't apply except for some rare industries where like people don't want to actually talk about products, which there are a few product categories that people don't do. But you're not watching this if you're one of those brands, most likely, or you're thinking about, I can get these reviews. And even in those industries, you can get anonymous reviews, which is fine, even though I prefer full-fledged face of the reviewer, product shot, them holding the product is always amazing. And that's another challenge you can issue to your customers is if you take a picture with the product, we'll give you points in our loyalty program. We'll give you rewards. We'll give you a discount off your next purchase, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, all sorts of ways to get good reviews.
And all of that, we're able to manage for you with Wirema.
Love it. Awesome. Yeah. And I think you're building out a bit of what I would say it's a robust platform, right? It's not even necessarily mid-market, but you're able to tackle some of the more mid-market and enterprise challenges while still maintaining the balance with like growth stage brands and early stage brands. So I love how this tool fits in, as people have heard me say earlier today. I love studying the markets of certain tools. And of course, Wiremo, I would say, slightly lesser known, but really you're penetrating the market, the review market, and able to tackle problems that we haven't seen other players in your space tackle. And that's why I love having tools on like this so that we can talk about that.
Woohoo.
Yeah. Awesome. Natalie, thank you so much for your time. And I look forward to kind of seeing the results of this challenge on the merchant side and seeing what people do and come up with. So yeah, thank you again.
Thanks.